And next up is the Performance Blue seatbelt that I showed you and covered, and the TCR emblem. And don't you love the background? I know you guys do. Oh my God. Hyundai Motorsport engraved on it. You guys will see this car in Australia soon. That is confirmed, straight from Hyundai. And the TCR race is actually happening as we speak, as you can see. Look at that. Oh, but of course, it's all about this car right now for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet.
All right, so we are here. Let's go check it out. Can't wait what we have in the store. Look at this. The main event is, of course, the WRC that's happening in Macau. And we are here to witness that real time ourselves. I don't know why people are lining up, but I'm gonna do the same. So they just started. Oh, that happened. Oh my God. Frankly, I'm going to be biased here today, right? So hopefully not many ends over there. Over here at Macau, it's either no flag or red flag. Oh, wow. You know what? Never mind. It was not live. Now it makes sense. So it's actually raining in Macau. It was the previous race, I guess. The race has been postponed because it's raining. If the race were to happen under this rain, I think it's going to be a lot of accidents happening again. Got these vouchers as well, and look at this. We got the food trucks. We got 4 food trucks you can choose from. And Performance hot dog, everybody. So it's and Performance everywhere. Love it. Unfortunately, due to the heavy rain in Macau, which was never forecasted, the race has been officially canceled, unfortunately. So that is going to be it for the TCR World Tour final round. However, the day is not over. It's actually just getting started. Today is packed with events and related events. Tens, if not hundreds of ends here today. So these are ends in Korea represent. And first up is this Kona N. You guys probably have seen it here and there on social media, Union of Korean Kona N. I have a feeling that we might see more of Ioniq 5N than Kona N. Count it together with me if I miss one. Safety car inspired theme and decal on the cars, don't you think? And got some loaded N Performance parts on. It's the N Performance wheels and brakes and 4-pot calipers, as you can see. And this Kona as well. I believe that is actually Kona N Performance wheels, forged Performance wheels. Although now the Kona N's got the same decal on it. And check out this carbon hood. I mean, the carbon hood is a carbon hood. However, I actually like this too. This person actually covered up together this portion of the vehicle too. Seems like the parts is from Diamond, carbon parts maker here in Korea, not just for N's, but Stinger, G70, you name it. And I like this touch. It has that carbon fiber looking wipers as well. That is not a carbon fiber. It's probably just a vinyl wrapped. However, nice match. Wow, look at this. So, yep, that is the intake. The air flows in that way. The latches for quick release, and that is also for the heat. I'm not sure if the flow is designed so that way it can actually suck out excessive heat out that way. I'm not so sure if it's just for the looks, but judging by the series intake inlet as well as that outlet over there, I think the vents on this is serious. So look at all the ducts over here too. 100% sure it's all functional, although I have my doubts about the fender one though. But looks good, looks good. Not my personal taste, to be honest, but definitely can add on to your ideas to modifying your ends. And the white wheels, yes, it's hard to keep them clean. Look at this. But I like them both like that way, like super dirty white wheel versus super neat, clean, crystal clear white wheels. I like them both. I actually do favor and I admire the taste on the white wheels on Performance cars. Hyundai N Gazoo Racing Festival. I should have been there. I really wanted to be be there, but I was in Japan when that happened. We know why there is the box tapes on this. It's been through a lot of hardship, as you can see. Need some work on it, but looks good. It means the car gets driven. I respect that. A lot of carbon hoods. I mean, me being a previous Veloster and owner, I know how heavy the hood is. I'm curious how light these carbon hoods would be. And the thing is, we actually have not seen one same design thus far. It's whole different design when it comes to all these carbon parts and carbon fender too, but are you real carbon? Kind of looks like it's a wrap. But wraps these days are amazing, so I gotta be really careful. And big shout out to KMSA. That's who hosted this whole event, who's behind. They are the organizer of the event and also the leader of the N Club here in Korea. Right, we've seen this one, or never mind, we have not. This is insane. I love the taste these people have. Respect. This one, I know this one is carbon fiber, right? So the carbon fiber hood. I'm not so sure if they are CFRPs, carbon fiber reinforced plastic, just another version of FRP with a carbon layer on top. Not sure if that is the case, but well, I respect all builds. So same thing, another different design on the fenders. I really should open up my shop, shouldn't I? So maybe it is from Ground Effect, the hood, I believe. That means also it's the same thing for the fenders as well. And look at this detail. The fender actually stretches out, extended all the way up until to this front. It actually sits a little more closer to the driver's seat too. Of course, it does not interfere with the door, otherwise we would have seen all the smudge over here. There's none of that. So there is another extra design that you can consider for your fender. That's a new design that we haven't seen before. Just keeping it all clean, stock. Excuse me, not the wheels. Am I going to see a single car that is not modded here today? This car was close to it, but nope, not the side mirror. It's going to create some serious downforce, but not as crazy as that GT spoiler over there. And this is how you set it right, actually. Higher the mount and closer to the roofline it is, the more functional, or I should say more by the book modification of GT spoilers. So that is one of the reasons why this GT spoiler is sitting up high, sitting high up. Top portion of Elantra trunk cover is just the plastic. So I'm pretty sure this bracket actually stretches out all the way down to the chassis, I should say the frame, the base frame of the trunk. That way it is strongly attached and reinforced. Look at that, beautiful. And next up is Ioniq 5N. I mean, look at the wheels on this thing. The car alone is already sexy. It's got the Advent GT on it. This is the wheel that I really wanted on my Z, but instead I ended up getting Advent TC3. Not sure if it's authentic. I'm not even going to bring it up. There's no way I can tell from the exterior nowadays.
저희는 이제 N 라인, N 모터스포츠.
They're giving us the body kit.
The Elantra and TCR
TCR.
Motorsport excitement. Two realms, two views.
Coming in live.
계신 여러분들에게 세계 최초로 공개합니다. 여러분들이
The world's first, world premiere.
놀라운 아반떼
The TCR and also the TCR edition.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet. Look at that car.
했습니다. 오늘 이 시간을 통해서 정말 세계 최초로 아반떼 TCR 스페셜 에디션을 처음으로 공개를 했습니다.
The TCR game has resumed, or I should say it's been delayed and it's now running. As much as I want to check out the game, I gotta go inside because we have this many people that want to check out the car. Now is the only time I get the chance to check out the car myself inside. So let's go check it out. Entering the Elantra N TCR edition. Let's go. Where do I get started? Well, let me actually adjust my seat first. And yes, you guys have seen it. It's rail, nothing motorized. It is the same N-light bucket seat. I'm not so sure if the word light comes from this light or the seat being light, but you guys know this is the seat I also had on my Veloster N. So this is the N-light bucket seat. And the only thing that's different from the Veloster is this dark color. And you guys probably know already if you are the owner. And tell me you guys spotted something else too. That performance blue seatbelt on Elantra N, that was gone after Veloster N. Now it's back on this TCR edition only. And zooming back on the driver's seat, and this is the steering wheel, Alcantara steering wheel of Elantra N TCR edition. And you can see it's not the red accent. Well, it's not white, of course, it's performance blue. So the same steering wheel, the paddle shifters, as well as the horn cover finished in black. It is the same thing. I'm not really going to go repeat all myself because those of you guys watching the video right now, you guys precisely know what this car is, what this car looks like. So this beautiful NGS button, the red, I liked it the most ever since I saw it from the day one. Feels the same good old NGS button that we know of. Rest of the stuff is the same. If you want to know more about this Elantra N, definitely check out my previous video. I have in-depth review inside out, including the test drive. Same thing, the cup holder, but worth mentioning, I want to point out and tell you, you can do this and change the depth of the cup holder if you guys didn't know. Again, these things are not new, something that we have seen before. The center console, and also as for the infotainment system, I doubt that it will be different. However, if I can turn it on later, I will check that out myself as well. And this portion, a lot of people are questioned and puzzled why that is left as a dummy. So Hyundai tried out this and that with that part because it is one of the trickiest parts to utilize inside the cabin, the interior of any car, to be honest. So come in line, there is the different drive modes here, and with other cars such as Ioniq 5, for instance, they actually made a metal plate so you can put some magnetic stuff on there and make a use of that. The same windows and other self-explanatory buttons included with the VDC buttons and gigantic footrest, along with the N Performance mats, how I know, with the red accents on the outer edges. N Performance mat. Right there. The texture and the feel of this Alcantara steering wheel, it is the same thing as the one I used to have and also on previous Elantra Ns, just so you know. It is the same thing inside with the LED lighting here, as you can see, and so is that. Just like so, this as well. And the TCR race is actually happening as we speak, as you can see. Look at that. Oh! But of course, it's all about this car right now for me. So that and Performance Blue seatbelt is definitely the biggest takeaway you probably see from the interior of this vehicle. However, we don't get Performance Blue seatbelt on the second row seat. How come? And wow, that is it. That's it, everybody. The GT spoiler that we all want to check out on this TCR car. Look at that. And how high does it sit? And this actually is exactly what I have said at the start of the video. See how high it sits from the trunk line and also how close it is to the roof line. And the most important thing, if you have big wings and spoilers on your car, you are most concerned about how much it's going to cover up. Moment of truth. Let me adjust my seat. Video is doing a good job of showing, so it is what I am seeing, this angle right there. So I do see a bit of top portion is covered up. I would say 1/5 at most. Conservatively, I want to say like 1/10 of the rear view mirror depending on how you look at it. Of course, excluding the bracket parts. If you have had any big wings or spoilers before, this is great visibility. I almost want to say it's even better than some of the coupe or sports cars rear view mirror. Well, Elantra M being a sedan, maybe that is the obvious thing. And do keep in mind, I do have wide lens on it, so it's distorted towards the edges just a little bit, but it actually doesn't bother me at all. Wow. This could very be my second N, to be honest. Oh my God. Let's head out. I'm gonna go check out the second row seat. So I'm inside the second row seat of Elantra N TCR edition. You see, I'm really trying my best to find something different, but unfortunately the second row seat belt is still the good old black one that we have seen, as I have said. And let me sit right in the middle. That way you kind of get the idea of the GT spoiler on the back, so it kind of looks like that. I mean, I love the view out the window. This very well be my second N after my fully loaded and performance parts Veloster and DCT, which I got rid of. I had to. Last but not least, I'm really curious as to what the exhaust is going to sound like on this car. I don't think it's going to sound any different. It is the same door handle, interior, suede-like materials. That's the only Alcantara on the steering wheel we see. I know a lot of people are going to love this. I already see a lot of N owners, Elantra N owners, i30N sedan owners ordering this part number. If I get any updates on that, I will drop it in the pinned comment so you guys can check it out. I know you guys want it because I am also an enthusiast. I come from the M background. I mean, look at my outfit today, what I'm wearing. I actually went to Super Taikyu in Japan to support and cheer for the NTCR team with KMSA. I actually have a whole video on that too. It's not just cosmetic and aesthetic things that you see on this Elantra NTCR edition. It's all about the performance as well. And I can tell you that Hyundai N Performance Division worked a lot and hard on the brake of this car, because the car's already got plenty of performance, engine power, and ELSD on the corners and turns and lines. Maybe slightly more engine power wouldn't hurt, but you guys know, all the enthusiasts and N owners out there, you guys know that we do have the power to have a lot of fun on the tracks with this car, but maybe not so much with the original one-pot brakes and even four-pot monoblock performance and brakes. So here is the answer to that from the N division.
N 퍼포먼스 파츠 팀의 이활성 매니저랍니다. 네. 액티베이션 리.
Activation Lee?
네, 액티베이션 리.
Alright, so this is Mr. Activation Lee from M Performance Division. He is the man behind the TCR that we are seeing here today. And I had a conversation with him for the past 30 minutes, asking literally everything about this car, and I'll tell you all about it in this upcoming Q&A video. Thank you very much for your time. 정말 감사합니다. And his love, passion towards N is surreal. These are the men who's behind all these N's and make it happen, make it come to reality. You guys will see this car in Australia soon. That is confirmed, straight from Hyundai. All right, so let's go to Q&A. 감사합니다. Well, the meet is over and you guys don't need to see my face but the car, right? First and foremost, there are a couple of things that I missed out. Well, because there was no lighting due to the event. There is also the N decal on the roof of the car, but that's when you don't actually choose the sunroof. If you choose the sunroof, you cannot get this, so keep that in mind. You guys are curious the most? Yes, it's available in Korea first, starting next month, which is December. So it's Korea and Australia confirmed. Hyundai N is seriously, of course, considering North American market. Nothing is yet to be confirmed. However, they're looking into it. The specs I've shown you and told you about is essentially the same for Australian market and other markets to be added in the future, except for the very much things that needs to be changed to meet the regulations of the different globes and countries. So whichever you see here is pretty much what you will get. Of course, this GT spoiler is in compliance with the government safety here in Korea. It's actually within the width of the car, and also all this heights, the bolts, everything you see is well within the safety regulation. The top of the blade made of carbon fiber. There's no bolts, nothing attached on the blades, on the side blades. It's a one whole piece altogether. So this whole thing is one whole piece. And the brackets you see here is made of aluminum. Not just that, when you pop the trunk, so this I didn't know. I wanted to check it out myself. So I do feel the added weight when you close the trunk, but it's not like you're going to need the gas lift in order to lift up the trunk. I mean, you are probably seeing it already on the video and just saw it too. When you actually do this, maybe if you slam it, it might touch the rear glass, but I don't think so. I don't think it's going to touch the glass at all. Of course, Hyundai has tested, went through all this. Of course, the weight of the car, I don't really feel it myself, to be honest. And the GT spoiler is, of course, reinforced underneath. It's not chassis mounted, it's mounted right on the trunk, so it's actually a different trunk. Maybe if you want to just buy the GT spoiler and install it on your regular Elantra N, sorry, but it just kind of feels funny saying regular Elantra N. If you do that, it's not going to meet all the regulations and vigorous tests the Hyundai N division went through. You can change it all the way from -3 to 5 degrees on the GT spoiler. Even if you hit the rev limiter, the top speed of this Elantra N on the tracks, it's not going to alter, do anything. There is no problem at all. So let's go check it out myself. There's the button and TCR badge, because there are 3 holes in Elantra N. So this TCR badge covers it up, and TCR edition badge. So you want to get this 2 pieces together and put it right when you want to put the plaque on. And flat emblem, just like the N emblem, it's also flat. I will include you the up close look of the GT spoilers and everything. Pop this up. As I have said and shown you, it doesn't do anything over there. So there is the whole reinforced bar that runs across inside. So it's a different trunk that they have. And of course the same thing, same interior as we've seen before. About half of the car left already. I was shooting this and that. Let me go over the Q&A meanwhile. This is like the best view you can get. There are only 4 exterior colors available. And of course, the interior is only one mono black tone interior that we've been getting. Black, white, and cyber gray. And as for the decal, you can only get it with the performance blue. Pardon me, I want to capture as many ends possible because that's all about it. I actually missed out showing you all the N cars. I mean, I knew, but I always run out of time whenever I come to meets like this. First, with the GT spoiler, you can set it all the way from -3 to 5 degrees. -3 being the lowest, so heading actually downwards to maximize your fuel efficiency, plus 5 degrees for maximum downforce. All of this, it's not just for the looks, supported with the data down from the R&D Research and Development Center. So I'll show you, include all that footage right now. The wheels are forged wheels, and it's even lighter than the N Performance wheels that we already have been getting. It is actually 10.4 kilograms per wheel. If a 19-inch wheel is less than under 10 kilos, it's considered super light. And of course, there is the rim size and other miscellaneous things to consider. But if it's a 19-inch wheel that is under 10 kilos, it's lightweight wheel. I mean, for instance, Race TE37SL, which stands for super light. And I had that wheel on my Z, and that wheel is about 9-point-something kilos per wheel. Moving on to the next one, there is the N Performance brakes, as you saw with the 4-pod caliper. Now the brake pads are renewed, and these are the brake pads that have been tested on the race events, i.e. Hyundai N Festival. It actually has been put on the track and tested, so the performance is actually all proven. The material, the composites that make up the brake pads is slightly changed and upgraded, or I should say renewed. So it does make some of the squeaky noise at low temperature, but that just is the things being. There is no single racing pads that do not make such noise. I don't know how loud or how unpleasant it would be, but if I get the chance, I'll definitely give it a try and check it out. You saw on a demo car, it was the white wheels, but the black wheels of the same design is available. The kicker here is that the wheel actually has Hyundai Motorsport engraved on it. It is a completely different division to that of the N division, and they have very high tolerance when it comes to putting their brand name on parts. So N division put numerous tests, and finally they got the approval and put the Hyundai N Motorsport on their wheel. The TCR edition decal, I showed you you TCR Edition Alcantara interior package. That includes the steering wheel. There is the N Performance Blue stitch right in the middle of the steering wheel, as you saw. And next up is the Performance Blue seatbelt that I showed you and covered, and the TCR emblem. And don't you love the background? I know you guys do. Oh my God. Would have been really nice if I actually came out earlier. The brake fluid is now DOT, .5.1. So that is the racing spec. And of course, when you put your car on some serious test drives, track drives, I should say, you actually need to change your brake fluids, upgrade your brake fluids first, because it's going to boil up if it's not met with the right temperature and tolerance. If you guys been there with all sponge-like brake pads, brakes, you guys know what I mean. And sorry, it's a lot of dust, it's my contacts. There is the brake cooling air guide that's actually been used on the N2 class race cars. So that's it, I'm actually done reading the notes I have taken. I know there are a few things that I want to point out that wasn't shown. I only found out after talking to the researcher. I'm gonna play the video because they actually just released and dropped the promo video right after the launch. So it's tested with the whole drivers, and simply put, they said it's much more fun. It's fun than regular Elantra, and probably that's your question, right? Hyundai N does an amazing job coming up with the promo videos. This is insane awesome. So it comes with the 4-pot calipers, as you saw, and upgraded or renewed brake pads for that. So it comes with that and also the renewed brake pads. So there is the intake kit. For Australian market, that comes standard. I heard it straight from the researcher to make it stand out because it was never available for Australian market. That N Performance intake will come standard for Australian market. Yes, you can get a manual. You can get all the goodies we saw with a manual trim too. So manual trim supported, it's an N, of course. All right, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe Cars in Korea if you did, and I'll see you in the next video. Your #1 source of KTM, Genesis, Hyundai, and Kia cars. And like you've seen it today, I am the only one on the world of YouTube showing you this Elantra N TCR edition, because nobody knew. I didn't know either. I just came down for a car meet and this happened. So that's it. I gotta go edit the video right now. I'll see you soon. And I have Ioniq 9 coming up next, so don't miss out. You don't wanna miss that out. Bye-bye. Shout out to Bianca Works. I supply the aftermarket parts from Bianca Works, magnetic pedal shifters, steering wheel spacers, as well as Trek Use racing steering wheel as well. So stay tuned. I will soon be uploading it on Cars in Korea shop. So the spacers and the cover for the spacer actually came into an order, so I picked it up. We'll be shipping it out.